Well, hey everybody, this is Dr. Karma Bryant, and this is Car Chronicles. You guys doing all right? Well, all right, let's do this. You know that a narcissist needs attention any way they can possibly get it. It's called fuel. Fuel, remember that. So they'll take it negative or positive. They want a reaction, not a response. They want a reaction. Because see, a response means that you've thought it out and you're calm when you give it. They want a reaction. They want that first primary reaction. That slap on the knee. Is it a slap on the knee? Or knee-jerk reaction. There we go. They want that knee-jerk reaction. When you're trying to defend yourself or you're trying to give them an answer, you're frustrated with them, and they like to get up under your skin. They like to do things and say things to get up under your skin. They want you to get frustrated, and they keep poking the bear until you finally just go off on them, and then they play innocent like they're the victim. And I don't know why you're going off on me. Most narcissists will come to you with a problem. If you've gone no contact with a narcissist, for example, whether it's your parents, whether it's your sibling, or whether it's the person you were married to or dating, they're going to come to you knowing that you like to solve problems, or they're going to come to you with these complex issues and these problems. Do understand that this is a bait and switch. This is where they're throwing out this worm. They're throwing out this carrot for you to bite onto that, because they don't really want an answer to a problem. And when you give them a solution to one of their problems, they go off, because they don't want an answer or a solution to the problem. And it doesn't matter what you say, you'll never be right. It'll never be what they want, because they don't want. And you're thinking, you're thinking like, this is making me crazy, because you're complaining to me about these things. And every time I give you an answer to some problems, or give you solution to the problems, you go off on me and come off as if I'm trying to kill you, if I'm trying to do something to injure you. I don't have the strength to go out there and pull out the trash cans. I don't have the strength to pull the trash cans back to the house. And you're like, well, just ask the neighbors to assist you. You want me to go out there and embarrass myself and ask them as if, I'm the type of person that just needs to put my hands out there for alms and handouts. And you're thinking to yourself, well, that's common sense. Most people think that's common sense. I'm having a hard time bringing in these groceries when I buy groceries. Well, your neighbor got some kids. Just ask them if they can help. I know they wouldn't mind. Oh, so I'm supposed to just look like I'm helpless, like I can't do things for myself. So it doesn't matter what you say to that narcissist. They're always going to come up with a way of making you feel like you're crazy. And no matter what it is you do, I'm just not coming up. So you start looking at yourself like, I cannot come up with the correct answer to the problem, because there is no correct answer to the problem. No matter what it is you say. Have you ever met somebody that's always looking for a fight? It doesn't matter what they say or what they do. They're always looking for a fight. So you're already prepared. It doesn't matter what I'm getting ready to say. They want to fight. There are some narcissists that are like that. But those individuals those narcissists that it doesn't matter what it is. They always, you meet those people that are just ornery. They always want to fight. And as a narcissist gets older, a narcissist gets more ornery. They get more hateful. They become more mean, and like I said, most of you guys are stuck like, I just can't ever give the right answer, especially if you've been with one all your life, which is one of your parents, or, you've been with one for all your life. It doesn't matter. Ever since you've been little, I never can give the correct answers. That's why a lot of you guys, your blood pressure go up high. You're nervous all the time. As soon as they text, you get nervous. Your heart starts beating. There's nothing wrong with you cutting them off. And I know for many of you guys, people make you feel bad, especially when you're dealing with your parents or elder parents and everything. But if you think about this, do you know how many people, and just think about it for a minute, when you're looking at like a lot of our homeless populations or people that are out there in the streets, some of them lost everything during COVID, and they became homeless for the first time. And they literally lost their minds. They started having psychotic episodes. It's getting to a point now where kids that are younger and younger are having psychotic episodes. Schizophrenia, most people say schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is normally diagnosed in the later ages of your 20s. But you got people that are older and older starting to have psychotic episodes, not drug-induced psychotic episodes, stress-induced psychotic episodes. Children that are younger are having psychotic episodes. More people are having strokes because the stress levels are so high. They're having strokes. They're having heart attacks, high blood pressure, all sorts of physical and psychological issues. If you allow that narcissist, they will get you to a point where you will stress. You can have psychotic episodes. I've seen people in situations like this that are on the verge of having psychotic episodes dealing with a narcissist, because it's like you're running on a hamster wheel. You're running in a circle chasing your own tail, because no matter what you do, It's never right. They'll send you text messages that are like 18 pages long, and you know, when you're dealing with, I don't even have my phone, the other phone, you know that screen is only so big, and you got like 17 pages of a message, and they're dogging you out. They're talking about you. They're telling you about how awful you are. And some of you are drawn to it to a point where you start getting anxious knowing that it's coming from them, and you want to know what they have to say. Delete it. You don't have to read it. That is your right to delete it. And then they ask you, did you read it? No, I did not. But some of you are afraid to tell them no without an explanation. I don't have to explain to you why I didn't. No, I didn't. Why didn't you read it? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be your dumping ground. I'm not your garbage receptacle. I'm not your, I am not your, garbage receptacle or that's not what you are. You're not there for them to dump on. If you want to dump on someone, find yourself a therapist that you can dump on. But not, I'm your kid, I'm your wife, I'm your husband, I'm your child. I'm not your dumping ground. You don't just dump your nastiness and your hatefulness on me. And some of you guys see the text message and you scroll and they're just talking. And you sit there and read it like it's a novel. It's not meant. And then your blood pressure going up. Then you feel bad about yourself. You finish reading it. You feel bad about yourself. You feel like you have done something so horribly wrong. That is them. You don't allow them to project on you. They're projecting all their vileness on you. And you're walking around blood pressure high, cholesterol high. You got a headache. You're starting to get migraines. Whenever you think about them, you get a migraine. Whenever you think about them, your blood pressure is so high, it goes beyond the cuff, whatever that is. Some of you guys are having all sorts of issues. But as soon as you separate yourself from them, as soon as you go no contact, you notice that you start calming down. Why would you allow anyone to interrupt your peace? Doesn't matter who they are. Trust me, they can find solutions to their issues. They did it long before you came around. So now all of a sudden you're sucked into this vortex with them. And in your mind, you're believing if I don't help them, nobody will. Stop helping them. Stop doing stuff for them. Stop. Because your life is just as important as theirs. But you are the person that you are responsible for your own health. Remember, I say this all the time. When you get on an aircraft, the stewardess will tell you, the flight attendants will tell you, as they're giving you the briefing and telling you where the exits are. If you look in the front, on your left and your right, there are exits. In the back, to the rear of the plane, there are exits. On the left and the right, there's an exit. In the event that the plane loses electricity, the floor will light up and will guide you to the exits to get out of a plane that may have some issues or had a crash landing. Not only that, in the event that the aircraft loses cabin pressure, you will see the oxygen mask fall from the top of the console. It may not look like oxygen is coming through there, but oxygen is flowing through those masks. Before you help anybody around you, put it on yourself first. Understand that concept. Help yourself before you try to help somebody else. Because if you lose your mind or lose oxygen, what are you going to do for a person that's vulnerable sitting next to you, a child or an elder? You can't do anything. And a lot of them cannot think as fast as you can. So you have to help yourself. And when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, and a narcissist they're going to try to bait you into arguments. You've got a history of this person doing this. You got a history, but the hope is the last thing to go. And you hope that they change. And I have to do this to help you. And if I don't do it, no one is going to do it. For your parents were around there. Your parents been there longer than you have. For a spouse or ex-spouse, or some of them have been a lot. If you're not there, they make you feel like if you're not going to help me, no one is ever going to help me. They're going to look for another victim. Trust me, they're going to find another victim. Of course, they're going to smear your name. This is my child, my ex, or my whatever, or my parent, or whatever, and they don't even want to help me. Of course, they're going to play on the sympathy and the empathy of other people, but they're going to find another victim. Somebody's going to help them. Somebody's going to do something, but it's about making sure that you don't lose your mind, because you can literally have a psychotic episode and find yourself up on the 5th floor of a psychiatric clinic, inpatient, and you're wondering what has happened to you. Empaths, you got to be careful. You observe, but you don't absorb. You have to protect yourself. You got to put the shields up to protect your heart and protect your mind and protect your emotions. They know you're vulnerable, so they play with your emotions. They play with your empathy. They're going to search and destroy. Be careful.